Hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe and have for years. Thank you. And if you're watching this on replay, hello, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed out there. I timestamp them as I go. And we've just got a fantastic community here because you are so kind. You've been so kind to each other. You have been so kind to me. Thank you. All right, let's jump in. I've got a whole bunch of questions, and we are on indictment watch for Fani Willis in Georgia. Matter of fact, that's even the top story on Apple News is Georgia is set to take over the Trump indictment spotlight. And I thought there was something here about, or maybe in the questions, there was something about the possibility of RICO charges, conspiracy charges, RICO, yeah, RICO laws. Anyway. So, hello. All right. So, also, this is not important, but it's important to me. I'm sitting today because I got my chair back. It's got a new cushion, so it's all cushy. And I'm all happy. So anyway, I've got my good chair back. All right. Let's do the thing. At 2 minutes in, Cosmic Goat Lady had a question. Actually, Cosmic Goat Lady, if you can hang on 1 second. One thing I completely forgot because I was trying to juggle all this Trump stuff. One last thing I need to thank you for. Thank you. I've hit 16,000 subscribers. My heart is overflowing. Thank you. All right. All right, so Cosmic Goat Lady at 2:30 was asking, will the judge gag Trump and his minions of darkness on Friday, August 11th? All right, I don't think that Judge Chutkan can gag his minions of darkness, but in theory, she could gag Trump. So, thank you. All right. Judge Chutkan on Friday. Thank you. Judge Chutkan. And I'm using the Aquarius deck today, the Aquarian deck. Page of Swords. They don't have good arguments for why Trump shouldn't have to keep his mouth shut. Just saying. This is also the Aquarian Tarot. This is one of the first decks I ever bought, but this isn't I've had to replace it. Unlike the Halloween deck, which I still have. I'm still using the original that I bought, but I've always loved this deck. It's just on some of them you can't see the people's features on camera. Nine of Swords. Oh, Trump has reason to be worried. Yes, very much so. Page of Pentacles. Five of Cups, Seven of Wands, whoa, and King of Cups. So this would be your Jack Smith type right here. Let me move this over a little. This would be your Jack Smith type here who wins out in the end. Trump is freaking out in many ways, and he just doesn't have good lawyers. He doesn't have good arguments. And there's disappointment. He keeps trying to, he's having his lawyers, they're trying to knock down all of the things that Smith and the other prosecutors are trying to pull together, because Trump's very much on the defensive and Jack Smith's side comes out the winner. So Rennie says, my Aquarian Tarot was tainted by 45. I only used it for reads on him. Can't wait till he's over so I can sage it well. I am not using. I'm having to use completely different decks for personal readings, and I rarely do, just like for friends and stuff. I can't use any of these decks for personal readings anymore. It's all political, so I feel that. But I mean, the thing about Friday is, yes, on the one hand, if you say to Trump, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, he's going to blow straight through that because he's never been held accountable for anything. And Judge Chutkan has to be willing to say, okay, I'm going to fine you, or I'm going to do whatever, but at some point I'm going to put you in jail until your trial, because he thinks he's above the law. And yes, I realize that arresting the former president of the United States, or detaining the former president of the United States, is a big deal. But if we do not get back to the rule of law, I don't know that we're going to have much of a system left. So if he blows this off, arrest him. So is she going to... No, Linda Bishop. No, we don't want anything to physically go wrong with Trump in any way, shape, or form. We really don't. We want him in court with evidence, held accountable by a court of law, and actually held accountable. That is the best thing for everybody. And I would love to just have him... I would love to have him cooling his jets in a cell somewhere. Six of Swords. So he wants to take all the legal matters, and he wants to go out on the road with it. He wants to go travel with it. Knight of Wands. Six of Cups. Page of Pentacles. Again, weak. If they're really trying to give Trump a fair trial, then they have to stop him from just blurting out all of the discovery. They'll try. She's going to try, but he just doesn't. He's not going to listen. All right. At 8:35, 8 minutes 35 seconds. Thank you for being here. At 8 minutes 35 seconds, Trump's latest filing, which was shot down by Judge Chutkan, would have allowed him to share evidence at will with volunteer attorneys who want to help him. That's a quote. Basically, he wanted to be able to drop everything on social media and in speeches and cause chaos. Will Chutkan be able to contain Trump's crazy? I mean, the first thing to do would be, if he violates, put him in local jail for 1 day, so he's there overnight. And every time he blurts more that he shouldn't, do another one, do another one, do another one. That would... he'd go crazy. But that's not like holding him indefinite or for months, or so his base... Trump, one of the ways that Trump has gotten away with what he's done is this incrementalism. So let's incrementalism right back at him, back toward reality. All right, temperance. I love this card. All right, temperance. Excuse me. Seven of Pentacles, fruits of labor. Five of Cups, trying to knock everything down. I'm disappointed he can't knock everything down. Knight of Pentacles. Will she be able to contain the crazy? No. No. He's never been held accountable. Ever. Catherine Rodriguez says, would his team allow him to be incarcerated? Where was that? Would his Secret Service team allow him to be incarcerated for a day each time he blurts? Yeah? Ricky's suggesting hold him for a week. I think we should do incrementalism. That's just me. But I wouldn't complain in a week. Not at all. Not one bit. Velda Ray had a question at 11:35. I think this is kind of an easy yes, but I'll have a look. Is Trump provoking Judge Chutkan to hopefully grift more donations? Yes. I mean, he's financially, he's in terrible shape. So is Trump provoking Judge Chutkan to hopefully grift more donations? Fruits of labor, yeah. Nine of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. Again, temperance. He's always the victim, the biggest victim. I've had questions. I mentioned the drama triangle the other day, and someone was, and in the comments was saying, or actually I've heard from a couple of people saying, could you explain more about the drama triangle? I have. If you go to the main page of the YouTube channel, there's a place to search on the top right, and if you search for drama triangle or drama king or something like that, the video where I go through it more specifically in the last couple of months, it'll pop up. But he's a drama king, and he's always the victim. Ten of Pentacles, his dynasty, and temperance. So yeah, I mean, he's trying to keep Griftco going because it's not going well for him. The business is not going well. But Chutkan feels like she's a smart cookie. She knows what she's doing. And I don't say that with any kind of, some men used to call women cookies. Ew. No, just in the sense of the way my grandmother would have used the term. She's a smart cookie. That's a good thing. So I think she's going to be able to handle him more than we currently think so, because we haven't seen. I mean, she is the one who said presidents are not kings and plaintiff is not president. She's the one who said that. So that's who we're dealing with. Okay, so let's go on to Trump's team, 14-15, because Trump's lawyer has been making all the media rounds, just letting everything hang out. So how harsh will Judge Chutkan be on Trump's team, especially since his attorney made all those media rounds discussing the case? They have more of a healthy respect for Judge Chutkan. Eight of Pentacles. They don't want to lose their licenses. This is the card of working. Working. Judgment. Devil, and then I got 2 cards for the end. 10 of Wands, which is the burden, and the 10 of Cups, which is kind of happy families. Yeah, she'll be hard because she's it's so serious, and when they come in with non-serious garbage, she's not gonna have much patience for it. She's just not. Just so let's I think she deserves more credit than we're giving to her. So all right. Kristen from Uncover the News says news is that the No Labels Party is thinking about pulling out of the 2024 race. Good. All right. Adam Kinzinger, sorry, is wondering out loud. He firmly believes that Trump is losing his mind, no longer sane, and that Trump is not speaking metaphorically. Well, we know that. That's not a shock, Adam. We've met Trump, not in person, but we've met him. He's saying heinous things about doing heinous things to heinous people. He's really not talking metaphorically. No, he'll say he will if you call him out, but no. So could Kinzinger be onto something? Is there some cognitive decline with Trump going on other than aging? Do check, by the way, if anybody's still thinking about questions, do check the description box, because all the questions are listed out today, and there might be something that covers what you're thinking about. And I can't guarantee I'll get to everything today because I have a lot, but I'm going to try. King of Wands. Trump's gonna Trump. That's Trump the man. The bully. The moron. Oh, may I share with you? Last night I was watching Hal Sparks. He went through the entire recent Trump speech at his rally. Oh, it was painful. Even Hal couldn't say this one. But Hal did say one thing where he basically paused the video, and because Trump was talking about being, sent to prison or whatever, and Hal Sparks, he said, "Oh, you could run for president you could run for president from prison. You could be like Nelson Mandela if he was orange and stupid." Thank you, Hal. Thank you. Ace of Pentacles, Hierophant. Lovers. These aren't cards of Trump not. There's a difference between someone who has the emotional intelligence of a brick and someone who's actually in cognitive decline. There's someone who has zero empathy, all signs of sociopathy, narcissism, clinical narcissism, just staggering selfishness, no coping skills, an affluenza. I'm getting this kind of garbage. That Trump, he's a third generation rich kid. Second generation rich kid, and he became president, and he has a whole bunch of sycophants. And if you think he doesn't, you should have seen the line. He's giving another speech today, and the line outside the building where he's giving the speech, it was raining, and there really was a very, very long line with hundreds of people in it. And I was looking at it, and it was like, I don't get it. How? Why? And let's just say there was slight lack of diversity. It's a little monochromatic. King of Wands, Trump. Yeah, this is not put him in a hospital. This is an idiot who doesn't read. You know, for all that people would say that people who read fiction, that reading fiction's a waste of time or something like that. If you are a heavy reader of, if you've, at any point in your life, you've been a heavy reader of fiction, chances are you actually have more emotional intelligence. You actually have more empathy, because you really get inside all these different characters' heads and in all these different circumstances, and and as you are reading, your part of your brain's going, okay, if I was in that dangerous situation, what would I do? What would I do here? What would I do there? Oh, that's really hurting this person. Oh, this person's really digging deep and showing strength. We learn a lot from fiction. It's not all just for fun, but yes, Evelyn, that too. All right. Cherry Bomb is asking, can he read? Yes. I mean, they've shown that you know, as long as what they put in his hand was short and it had his own name in it somewhere, he could read it just fine. Says a lot. So the last question like this was from Glenn, and I want to make sure I cover it before we move on. So at 21:45, Glenn was asking, will Trump talk and threaten his way into pre-trial detention? Welcome to prison, you idiot. Yes, Ricky, and had a bunch of pictures. Absolutely true. Will Trump talk and threaten his way into a pre-trial Knight of Wands? His lawyers are trying to keep him out, but World card. How gorgeous is that? All right, World card, 10 of Swords, Knight of Swords. This would be a yes. The way things have been done before, this has never happened before. This is a whole new era. This is all the legal swords in Trump's metaphorical back, and this would be aggressive law enforcement. Not aggressive as in over-aggressive, but as in actually working to uphold the law. I just wonder if it's going to be like home detention at some point with, like, he cannot use social media, something like that. Although anybody else would be put in an actual jail cell. Okay, let's move on. My man X this is a great question. And I'd read on this a while back at 23:35. I'd read on something like this before, and I wasn't really getting a lot, so I'm hoping this is going to work out better. Activist groups are trying to get Trump disqualified in several states. Will they succeed? Would not burn his toast. Hard to win the presidency if you can't actually be on the ballot in any way, shape, or form in several states. Moon. Oh, howling at the moon. Is that how gorgeous that is? Howling at the moon. Ace of Cups. Something new. Ace of Wands. And Temperance. This is something new, both for Democrats and for the far right. And then I've got a Temperance card. But the card for the reading is lunacy. People being very, very upset. Trump being very, very upset. So there might be some. We might have to wait until there are things where he's actually been convicted of certain things, but at the same time, it might only be in blue states. So that doesn't necessarily keep him out of the presidency, although he's not going to become president again. He's not. Do not lose a wink of sleep. So, but again, I'm not getting, apparently last time I read on this, I wasn't getting a really strong answer, and this one isn't a straightforward answer. So all right, reality anchor really has you guys bring me great questions, but this is a good one, and I can't remember. I imagine I've read on it, but I can't quite recall. So I just think this is great. Will Lindsey Graham be indicted by Fani Willis? I think I haven't read on it, but it's been a while. Oh, Lindsey. On MSNBC Morning Joe, they ran it was a kind of back and forth, side by side kind of thing of Lindsey Graham being a complete suck up to Donald Trump, and Donald Trump being heinous to Lindsey Graham, talking about him. But that's how Lindsey is. So will Lindsey Graham be indicted by Fani Willis? All right. First of all, I feel like right in the middle of my back there's an itch. And it's kind of a Trump feeling like he's been stabbed in the back. Blah, 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 blah. Ace of Cups. Definitely something new. Hanged Man. Two of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. That's major arcana. Hanged Man. And not a good argument. Lindsey on shaky ground. Not really good arguments. And then an aggressive Knight of Cups here. Let me see. All right, these look like they're upside down. Okay. Let me see what else I can get. Lowell H says yes to Lindsey Graham. I hope so. Lindsey. And again, he's 21. Page of Swords. That's weak sauce. That is weak legal sauce. Tower. Empress. Ten of Swords. Lindsey, you're done. You're toast. You have weak defense. You had the devil behind you. Perfect. You had the devil in the chariot and the hermit behind you. And here we've got the tower, everything crashing down. Here's in front of America, in America, and all 10 legal swords in your back. Yeah. Well, I have an oversight responsibility. No, you don't. It's not your state. Stay in your lane. So that feels like yes. Wow. Okay. DeSantis is flailing. I know. Gonna break your heart, huh? 2945. So DeSantis has replaced his campaign manager again. At some point, it's not the campaign manager's fault. if you're in relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship, and it never works out, ever, 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 over and over and over and over, there's a certain point where maybe, not guaranteed, but maybe, you're the problem. Hey, so DeSantis has replaced his campaign manager again. Will this do any good for him? It won't do any good, like actual good, because actual good would be he's never in politics. He never has the brains of power again. But will this do any good for him? And next we have 2 What the Florida questions. King of Cups. Not against Biden, it won't. Not against the Democrats. Oma Sheila the Quilter, hello. Happy International Cat Day to Sir Alfred and Boo Boos and Kitty. From Dingling, Sirius Black, Sherry, Sue, and Patches the Calico Cat. Oh. I'm an adult. I can handle it. But the kitties. All right. I'm an adult. Ace of Wands. Is this going to help you? Ace of Swords. Oh, yeah. Restart, huh? 4 of Swords. Okay. Like I said, I don't do a lot of personal readings. But if you came to me and you were asking, hey, I'm running for office, how's it going to go? I'd be like, okay, are you really right wing? Oh, you are. Oh, because this is a new start. This would be a new start. This would be elections and voting, and this is a whole new start. And then this is silent as a tomb. 5 of Cups is a card of disappointment, and there's the country. Have you thought about real estate? Have you thought about going into real estate? Or anything else? So, yeah. All right. Dun, dun, dun. It's time. Which way am I going? I'm going this way. Do, 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 da, ba, ba, dum, ba. It's time for What the Florida. All right. An ongoing thing around here where we've got questions that just leave you with the ultimate question. What the Florida? All right. So at 33:25, 33:30. Oh, lack of education. Yeah, quite a thing. Florida has gotten rid of all but a few Cliff Note excerpts of Shakespeare in their curriculum. There are many reasons given, from the bard being too raunchy to Romeo and Juliet exploiting minors. Okay. All right. To anyone out there, you're probably not watching this channel, but anyway, to anyone out there who would be thinking that Romeo and Juliet's bad, I tell you, exploiting children. Romeo and Juliet is a cautionary tale. The whole thing. The whole story from beginning to end, all the subplots, absolutely everything is what not to do. It is about letting your emotions run away with you and override your sense. The Montagues and the Capulets are families who are fighting. There's a feud over nothing that started a long time ago that has nothing to do with what's going on currently. And the families absolutely hate each other. Why? No good reason. So Romeo and Juliet meet. They're like 14 and 15 years old. Right? Granted, back in the day, people married younger because they lived shorter lives and what have you. But they met when they were like 14, 15, which is too young to get married. But anyway, 14, 15. And they first have a thing where, because Juliet's cousin is letting his emotions get away with him, Romeo lets his emotions get away with him and ends up killing her cousin. Then the whole thing about them getting together, finding a priest who will marry them, they're running away, they're coming back, blah, blah, back and forth, and then their deaths at the end. These two 14, 15-year-olds, the whole thing, they know each other for 48 hours. And as a matter of fact, Sarah, talked to Sarah about this, and she has kids, and her oldest, she remembers having a discussion with her oldest about this, saying Romeo and Juliet, that whole thing, they knew each other for 48 hours. And people end up dead. And they go through this whole thing, and they end up dead because of misunderstandings and not thinking things through. And the whole thing is a cautionary tale. And it's actually a pretty good cautionary tale. Darren says, was one nude scene. Okay, that's if you watch the movies. If you study the play, back when Shakespeare, when these plays were performed, women weren't allowed on stage at all. All the parts that were of women were played by men, and they would just be lightly dressed up as men. Lightly dressed up as women. Just a couple, like a hat and something. And people knew it wasn't real. They're like, yeah, that's a guy. That's a guy. This is a story. And they weren't young either, necessarily. So don't watch the movies. 1, 2, Shakespeare wrote a cautionary tale that actually, teenagers it wouldn't do them much harm to actually hear. But it exploits minors from people, I'm going to guess, never read the play and only saw the movies. Yeah. Now, if Romeo and Juliet has been done very well by some producers and directors, the best ones are when they actually do have 18-year-olds actually playing the roles of the two main characters. But, the older versions, I don't want to go into too many details or I'll throw up. Yeah, the version that was made back in the 70s, was it the 70s? Is that Roman Polanski? Something like that. That's just hurl-inducing. So, will there be any classic literature left in the state by the time it's done? Fellini. Thank you, Mal. Becca. Hey, Becca from House of Lenormand's here. Do follow House of Lenormand. Those morons would do well to actually read a book. True. Yes. Lynette says Franco Zeffirelli. Ah, okay. Thank you. 3 of Cups. Oh no, celebrations. Three of Wands death card. You know they all die at the end, right? Same way with Hamlet. Revenge, not a good idea. And even if your father comes back from the dead and tells you to kill, to avenge his, no, say no. Move on. Because no good will come of it. Ay. And then the merchant here. Oh, yes. All those wild, we have to end those wild liberal ideas that actually talk about things rather than brushing everything under the rug. And make certain that no one has any kind of actual education on how the body works. Make sure no one knows, so that bad things happen because people listen to rumors and they don't know any better. And no, that is must know. We must make sure no one knows. Proxy Roxy asking, are they going to start banning all historical art by the masters? Yeah, I mean, let's just say my favorite painting, they would not, yeah, that would not go down well. Oh my gosh. All right. And one more, what the Florida, before we go on to what the Oklahoma. And then what the Ohio. Well, we're still in what the Florida at 42:15. Do you all remember the other day when I went through PragerU, their video about embracing your femininity? Remember that? PragerU's latest school-approved videos compare climate activists to full-on Nazis. Yes, indeed. Now, I'm going to get back on my soapbox for just one more minute, and then I'll be done. The question was, will this next generation of Florida's children be fully indoctrinated by this garbage? All right. Get rid of that. Let's go up to Tuesday. And put the pretty thing back up. There we go. All right. Put this back. All right. Let's look at the pretty flowers. All right. Here's the thing. Will this generation be indoctrinated by this garbage? There is one thing that gives me hope, and that is I grew up in the 80s. I as everyone on this channel knows, I was born in 1971, so I was a teenager in the 80s. And it was prime Reagan years. Anyway, prime Reagan years. There was someone, I think it was on MSNBC the other day. And forgive me that I can't remember where exactly I heard it, but someone said something that's very true, which is even today, that conservatives talk about universities like they are these absolute hotbeds of liberal thought. They're not. And in fact, if you look the more closely you look, the more you realize just how much universities are actually pushing a lot of conservative views. What happens at universities is people meet a lot of other people. That's the difference. They meet people from different backgrounds, different religions, different skin colors, different. That's what turns university students into liberal blah blah blah. It's not the teachers. It's not the curriculum. They meet people. And the same thing's true in high school. If you go to a high school where there's any kind of diversity or freedom of thought. There wasn't a whole lot of diversity in the schools I went to. There just wasn't. But I knew wrong when I saw it, and I knew objectification when I saw it, and I knew a lot of these things. So I went to some hecka conservative Catholic schools growing up, and I'm not conservative. I'm not a Republican. And I think that's the one thing that should give us hope. I remember back in the 80s, right somewhere in the mid 80s, for some reason, the organization, the Miss America organization, but way before Trump, the Miss America organization sent out letters to just about every teenage girl I knew, saying, would you like to join in? Would you like to get on the pageant? Would you like to blah, blah, blah? And I read that and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. No, because at the time it wasn't about empowerment. It was about being a pretty little Stepford thing, and being white and blonde and just so. And it's like, heck no. And my best friend at the time, she wasn't just like I was, oh yeah, I'll file that right away. She actually took the application, she tore it into little tiny pieces, put it all back in the envelope, and sent it back to them. So do not despair, because the young people today, their favorite musicians are a diverse bunch. Their movies they see include diversity. But anyway, so will Florida's children be indoctrinated with all this garbage, far-right garbage? I mean, I imagine some will, but so I'm getting off my soapbox. I know I've taken up a lot of time just flapping my gums here, but I thought it was important to say that. Tower. Yeah, this is not helping. This is not helping DeSantis. No. Eight of Swords. He's a patriarchal, bigoted blankety blank. And young people can see that. Seven of Wands. This far right garbage going to put, it's like, you want to hold me down? You want to limit my options? When do you come up for election again? Because, or what's going on in the state? This is people turning against DeSantis. And Knight of Cups would be people on the federal level, on the national level, and then like parents and just people who care, fighting back against this garbage. So full indoctrination, not in 2023. Might have been able to pull it off when they're in a pre-internet time. But now, ain't happening, dude. All right. What the Oklahoma? 4850. Back before Florida went completely off the deep end, and Texas was just Texas. In my mind, the original, are you kidding me, ultra right wing, if there was something that was in the news, it was like, oh my gosh, have you heard about the state that's doing this extreme right wing thing? It was like, is it Oklahoma? Why, yes, it is. There you go. Well, Oklahoma is choosing to not let Florida out crazy them in the education department. The State Superintendent Ryan Waters, who is over all school districts, firmly believes that the Tulsa School District is being bankrolled by China. It's not. Teachers' unions are, quote, terrorist organizations, unquote, and that all teachers should have to attend mandatory Judeo Christian based patriotic education. Welcome to Oklahoma. The question was, what's going on with this guy? I don't want to read on this guy. I want to read on, is any of this garbage going to fly? Cherry Bomb says, Oklahoma beer. Yeah, hold my beer. So, a man whose mind is so narrow you couldn't fit a pin through it. Couldn't fit a pin through the middle. Sally Surgeon says, okay, I just joined. What the heck is this? Oklahoma. Oklahoma is choosing not to let Florida out crazy them in the education department. State Superintendent Ryan Waters, who is over all school districts, firmly believes the Tulsa School District is being bankrolled by China. It's not. Teachers' unions are terrorist organizations, and all teachers should have to attend mandatory Judeo Christian based patriotic education. Conservative voters, hi. You know you're doing this to yourself, right? You know you're limiting your own options. You're limiting your own people. Okay. Five of Pentacles, and your state suffers because of it. That's how it goes. Oh, look, it's the Eight of Swords. Hem in those women's rights. How dare they? Seven of Rods, again on the defensive. King of Pentacles, King of the Conservative. Four of Swords. Queen of Cups. Well, I don't think it's going to go so well for you, and I think that there's going to be backlash. And I think more and more women are getting to the point of, we're done with you. Because these far-right nut jobs have taken women's rights away, LGBTQ plus rights away, but women's rights. Here is the people on the far right more and more on the defensive, but he is Mr. Patriarchy. And but that's not going to go well. So, yeah, this jackwagon needs to he needs to have his mind cracked open by, I know it's you need one of those jaws of life kind of things to for this man to open his mind, but if it happens, a woman's going to be holding it. And this is all a metaphor. All a metaphor. All right. So, this baffles me. So if you've heard anything about this, do let me know. At 53:45, and I'm on question 13. While being a sitting member of Congress, Matt Gaetz has been hired as a news anchor for the far-right channel Newsmax, as in they're giving him his own show. It's in development. Notably, back in 2021, Gaetz reportedly told Newsmax he may leave Congress early to join the network, only to be denied a permanent position there. This came at a time when Gaetz was under federal investigation in an underage trafficking case. But does this mean Gaetz is leaving D.C.? I don't know. I mean, is Newsmax going to be able to afford to get him the snap-on plastic hair? Gatesy, waitsy. Is Lori here from Wave Positive Change? Hello. Yeah, crazy. So, Gaetz. 10 of Pentacles. Bye. What? Did I miss something? I missed something in the chat. Anyway. Hanged Man. 5 of Wands. Tower. I'd say things are not going to go well for Gaetz. This does not bode well for him. Yeah, Rose Blue. Hazmat Gaetz. Yeah. Hazmat. As in a hazmat suit. Yeah. He's toxic. He's contained. This does not bode well for you, dude. First of all, you got a lot of where you are in life because your father put you there. You are the turtle on top of the pole. Didn't get there by himself. Hangman would be suspension. 5 Wands, this would be rancor, which in a sense would be jumping into far right toxic talk thing where you've got to keep the outrage going. But here's a Tower card, and that does not bode well for you. So good luck. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, that would be so great. Oh, Matt Gaetz and MTG, and they all went the way of Michelle Bachmann, who used to be my least favorite person in politics. I still get a queasy feeling in my stomach when I say her name. Yeah. And Harold and some others were asking about the Ohio vote today. So I'm going to have a quick look. 57-20. I've got some other questions, but they're going to have to roll over to tomorrow because this is my 14th question. So, so today's the day in Ohio votes to allow. Basically, it's the whole. Now, could you help me out here, because my understanding, I've heard like different things. So in Ohio, what's going on today? I just know are people going to be able to get rights, or are they going to be blocked from them? My understanding was they were going to raise the number of votes you need for an amendment to the Constitution from 50 to 60 votes, or 50% to 60% votes in the state legislature. Am I misunderstanding that? And I also know I believe they've put a portion on the actual ballot to make it legal or illegal. And I think it's to make it illegal. So I'm going to read on that part of it and get some light on this. So, Justice card. Becca says the GOP is trying to amend it, so essentially ram through anti-abortion laws. Right, because they know they have the answer under all circumstances. Right. All right, Ohio. Come on, Ohio. You can do better. You know you can do better. So who wins today? Because there's hypocrisy as well, because Republicans specifically got rid of August special elections, saying that, well, it just allows special interests to get through and what have you. But then they realized there was a deadline they were facing for this, and they were like, oh, we'll make an exception because it's something we want. 2 of Cups. Partnership. Kindness. Medical care. Yeah. The way it should be. Empress. 7 of Pentacles. Six of Swords, Hierophant, Eight of Pentacles. Oh, this is womankind. This is a country, but it's also womankind. Fruits of labor would be what the Republicans have done to get to this point. Right now, women are I don't know what the situation is in Ohio right now, but this would be traveling out of state for something along those lines. This is the institution, and this is this would be the Republicans working. So do they have to go back to the drawing board? I hope. Who up here just said? Steve Meyer says it used to be a simple majority. Janelle Espinosa says it's one of those poorly written questions. A poorly written question for me, or for the up there. Three front. The far right, they're waiting for their ship to come in. They think this is going to help them. I swear, sometimes it's like I've got to hold my eyeballs down so they don't just roll back so far. They roll out of my head and out the door. Lucky Girl says today it's whether to raise the votes from 50 to 60%. Later it's about the abortion stuff. Fair enough. I'm reading on the abortion stuff, whether it's today or soon. That's what I'm reading on. Knight of Cups, Sun. I'm not liking this. It starts out well. Healthcare, allies, things brought to light, but then I've got the far right here. Their own celebrations. It's ending with the far right. Nine of Swords. The amount of grief and pain. It's unconscionable. Seven of Swords. They're trying to do this now to get it under the wire. Chariot. Seven of Pentacles. Fruits of Republican labor. Chariot moving forward. I'm not getting good cards for Florida on the abortion issue. Please prove me wrong. Please, oh please. No one who does this is 100% accurate. That's not how this works. It's often a consensus among readers, or it's because I'm reading on the collective energy. Please prove me wrong. Please go out and vote. Please prove me wrong. Janelle says I would never complain about you. Oh, bless you, Janelle. That's very sweet. Yeah, I agree. Evelyn Hartman saying the far right will be ending sometime soon. Young generation is more democratic. Small d, yeah, small d and big D, democratic, but especially small d. And I haven't seen exactly, but I thought I saw some things come through the chat about there's some hinkiness going on in Ohio. Shocked, I tell you. So, but hang in there. Hang in there. Let's end with a message for us at 104:20. I think we need it. 104:20. Well, 30. A message. Oops. Message for us. A message for us. Hello, is it Shauna? Shayna? I'm so sorry. Shayna. I don't know. Shauna? I'm trying. All right, a message for us. Message for us. There are good days ahead. Darren says we need some boo-boo Zen kitty magic. I don't know where he is. It's Tuesday, so we had garbage trucks coming through, and he was okay for a while, but then he just poof vanished. So I think he got scared. He'll show up later. 10 of Pentacles. Dynasty. All right. It can seem like on the right, it could seem like, oh, they've got it all sorted out. They don't. And we outnumber them. Knight of Wands. Ace of Swords. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. Is that beautiful? Ace of Swords. 10 of Swords. Queen of Cups. 6 of Cups. This to me, this is clear as a bell. Oh, sure. On the far right, they're going to try. They're trying to do this whole patriarchy, right wing, do as we say. We are above the law, but you're not. We get rights, but you don't. On and on and on. But the thing is that that's not gonna work out for them, because there's new energy out there, and they are empowering women to vote for their own interest, and empowering people like the LGBTQ plus community. And this is women, because I try not to use certain words too often on the channel, because I don't want to trigger people. I know people have some trauma when it comes to certain words, but I'm going to use this word again, just be a bit of a warning. The majority of women who do, well, let's say terminate pregnancies, they already have children. And they are trying to keep things so that the children they have more opportunities, have food, have what they need, and women being protective of the children they have. So these idiots, and I mean idiots over here, they're saying all kinds of whatever lies they're telling and telling themselves. But you empower women, you inspire women rather to get up and vote against you. And there are more Democrats than there are Republicans in the first place. So the more extreme their policies garbage is, the more likely Democrats will win in 2024 on every level. Kathy Ritchie says vote blue. Yes. So if it's upsetting to you that they're getting away with all of this garbage, or they're pushing all of this garbage, just know their extremism, they're creating a backlash. That's what they're doing. So oh, Evelyn, I'm so sorry. Bless. Ooh, all right. Well, it is 1:18 p.m. here in Chicago. And at 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel, and you're always welcome. Other than that, I'll be right back here tomorrow, unless we hear from Fani Willis today. I want to say that I know that has sent out letters to certain people to come in to talk to a grand jury, but I want to say, doesn't she have more than one? Doesn't she have two? And I know either the grand jury or one of them is meeting right now as well. So maybe we'll get something this afternoon. Astrologically, it's not helping me. There isn't a big trigger that would affect kind of the world kind of thing. But I mean, maybe there's some things that are affecting the U.S. chart or Trump or what have you. But the last one with Jack Smith, that was huge, and that was very much shown in the astrology. So we'll just have to see what happens. Just be on indictment watch, and as soon as we hear anything, boom, I will be on, and we will watch it together, and it will be glorious. All right. Sharon Rice says they swore in 2 grand juries the same day. Only one for Fani's election case. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And Menzie says 8-8, the Lions Gate is open. There we go. Let's hope. Let's just hope. All right. Lions Gate's today. Thank you. All right, so hang in there. All right. We really are going to be okay. We'll get through it. You're not alone. We're in this together. And there are really good days ahead. All right, so hang in there, and I will talk to you. I'll be right back here tomorrow or as soon as we hear anything. All right, so take care. Hang in there.